Hi and welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Today is our lucky day. My lucky day because at the end of this video I'm going to taste one of the best carrot cakes in the world, and your lucky day because at the end of this video you'll know how to make it. Now, one of the secret ingredients you'll need for the perfect carrot cake is a double yolk egg. Now look at that, I needed 3 eggs and I got 2 yolks out of that one. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, the first of our ingredients to go in are 2 cups of flour. Now I'm using 1 whole grain flour and 1 plain all-purpose flour. So the reason I'm using a combination of all-purpose flour and a whole grain flour is to get that extra texture and flavour that you'll get from the whole grain flour. Now I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt into that and 2 teaspoons of baking soda, baking powder. And then just sift that into the bowl. And now I'm just going to add some spices into that. A teaspoon of mixed spice, 2 teaspoons of grated cinnamon, fresh grated cinnamon that is. And I'm also going to be adding just 1 cup of dark brown sugar. Now a lot of recipes use a lot more sugar than this, but I think quality of sugar rather than quantity, and you get a much better flavour. Now let's just mix the sugar and flour together. Now once our flour and our sugar and spices together, another secret ingredient, and it's a core ingredient to get the flavour, is 1/2 cup of shredded coconut. Just pop that in and mix it through. And now I've got those 3 eggs. See, 4 yolks, 3 eggs. Just going to beat those lightly and add them into the mix. So in go the eggs with the other wet ingredients. Now we've got 1 cup of vegetable oil. And I'm just going to use a wooden spoon now to mix this through to a nice smooth paste. And now our ingredients are mixed together, there's one key ingredient I almost forgot, which is 1/2 cup of buttermilk. Now you could use oil instead of buttermilk, but we're just using this to add more liquid to the cake mix. Now I've got a lovely smooth cake mix here. Now we've got to add 3 cups of grated carrot. This is finely grated carrot, and I'm only going to add half at a time. So let's put the first half in and mix that through. And then I'm going to add the second half of our finely grated carrots. And you can't make a carrot cake without plenty of carrots in there. And I'm also going to add 1/2 cup of coarsely chopped walnuts. We just mix that through. Now a lot of people add raisins and sultanas to this. I don't like the flavour of raisins and sultanas overwhelming the carrot cake, so I'd suggest you don't do it. And look at that, we've got this beautiful, rich, smooth, carrot-filled cake mixture ready to go into our cake tin. So I've taken an 8-inch springform cake tin here, and I've just rubbed a little butter on the inside and then dusted it with flour. That'll help the cake from sticking. Now I'm just going to put our cake mix into the tin. Now I've preheated an oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 350 Fahrenheit. And when our mixture's in there, we're going to pop that in the oven for 40 to 50 minutes. Just keep an eye on it until the cake is cooked through. Now while the carrot cake cooks, we're just going to get creative and make the topping for our cake. Now I've got 1/2 cup of cream cheese, which I'm just creaming together to get it a little more soft and malleable. So when your cream cheese is nice and soft like that, we're just going to add 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. Now sift it in because you want it quite fine. Well, there's the first cup and there's the extra 1/2 cup. And we're just going to knock that through. Now with our nice fine sugar in the bowl, we're just going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'm going to grate the zest of a lemon juice into the mixture as well, probably about half the lemon. This really adds a lovely tangy flavour to the frosting. Then with the lemon and the vanilla and the icing sugar, the powdered sugar, we're just going to mix that through until we get a nice smooth paste. Now be patient, it eventually comes together like this, and you've got a lovely smooth frosting which we'll set aside for decorating the top of the cake. Now if you're making this cake for special occasions, you can make these lovely little marzipan carrots to go on the top. I'll show you how quickly. I've just got a little marzipan that I've coloured orange, and I'm just going to roll that in my hands to make the carrot shape. And then we'll just take the edge of a knife and we'll just roll it over to get the lines of the carrot. Now I find if you get some curly parsley and just take a little sprig off of the curly parsley, like that, and pop that in the top of the carrot, you have this wonderful little carrot just to decorate the top of your cake. And there are my little carrots ready to decorate the top of my cake. Now there you go, there's our carrot cake out of the oven. I've allowed it to cool down. Now you'll see that it's cracked on one side, and a little tip for you if you get this happening on your cakes. It's generally a sign that the oven is overheating on one side and it's rising too quickly. Now you can either reduce the oven temperature a little bit and cook the cake a bit longer, because it's the speed of the rise that causes this crack. It's not a big problem for us, we're not too worried. We're going to be frosting the top of this cake, so I'll just trim that a little bit flat. Now, as I say, you can just use a serrated knife and just trim that little cracked edge off to flatten the top of the cake. So then I'm just going to be using a palette knife to cover the top of our cake with the cheese cream frosting, the delicious lemony sweet frosting that we made earlier. And now to make this carrot cake a little extra special, you'll remember those little carrots that I made earlier? Well, I'm going to decorate the top with those. Now there you have it, there's my carrot cake all decorated, and each slice will have its own little marzipan carrot. Now if you're making this cake for a special occasion, the carrots are a great little extra, but even if you're just making it for an evening at home, go for it, you know you're worth it. That is absolutely delicious. That's a lovely rich carrot cake. The topping, the frosting is just perfect. So again guys, get out and give this one a try. It's absolutely wonderful to make your own carrot cake, and you can have a little bit of fun with the frosting on top. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Comments down below, I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video.